Hi and welcome back, and in this video we're going to be talking about imposter syndrome. So I get lots of people that I work with, CIC owners, that come to me and they have total crises in confidence and they're feeling like imposters. They're feeling like they're faking it, that they shouldn't be doing this, that they're that they should give up. And we all have those sort of negative self-talk days, and imposter syndrome is something that I'm sure all of us have suffered with. So I'm going to do this video to give you 3 different tips on how to overcome imposter syndrome. So listen to this, because this is something that we can all relate to. Before I get into that, again, please hit the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to be mentored by me, I have phone calls that I do that you can buy. I also have a membership system. So with our CIC Tribe membership, it's just $10.99 a month, and you basically get a whole community supporting you, so that when you're having those low days, you can actually join our community. You can join our group calls, you can join in our chats regularly. So do join that. I've also got a free Facebook group that if you ever just want to have vent or have a question, or you're having a crisis, you can just post in, and that's free and everybody can do that, and the link is in the description. So that aside, so let's talk about imposter syndrome. So what is it, first of all? So imposter syndrome is when people have that crisis that they are faking it, that they're not real, that what they're doing, that they shouldn't be doing it, that this is something that other people do that are better than them, and that they shouldn't be doing this in this space. So I think this is quite a common feeling for CIC owners, for the reason that a CIC owner has come up with a concept, an idea, a vision for a CIC, for projects, and they have struck out there on their own in the world, sometimes with a couple of people, but often on their own, and they strike out into the world. They set up this CIC and they're applying for grant funding, and they haven't actually necessarily done anything yet, or they haven't done that much. So they are applying for all this grant funding on the idea of what they're going to do, and they may not have. Maybe they've only just done a bit of community engagement or just done some tasters. They haven't actually done it yet. Maybe they haven't actually run an exhibition before, but they're asking for funding for an exhibition, and all of these things. It seems like these big grand plans. And it's wonderful that people have the confidence to set up CICs and just go for it. But some days, of course, because we're all human, means that we sometimes doubt what we're doing and we can pull back. Maybe we've got some negative feedback from somebody, or someone in our inner circle has said, you can't do that. You're not an artist, or you're not a historian. Why are you doing that? Like, you're not a youth worker. Sometimes people say these things, and then that can knock us back and make us feel like, oh my God, are we faking it? I've had people come to me and say they feel like they're going out there, they're trying to network with partners, and they're feeling like a Billy bullshitter, that they're just basically saying, I'm going to be doing all of this. They're going to the police and to social services and to schools, and I'm going to be doing all of this in that early networking. But they haven't actually done it yet. So they're feeling like kind of bullshitting their way through. I just think that you've got to ride through those bad days. And I feel like it's really sad, because I do see some people quit early on because of that imposter syndrome. And some of that can be with various different personalities or life experiences that people do quit. And I understand that and empathise with that. But I would just say that you don't have to. You can push through. I've pushed through loads. I could have given up hundreds of times, and I didn't. And I'm here 10 years later, and I'm still now, marking my own territory, helping other people set up their CICs, something I didn't think I'd be able to do before. So, I've gone out there and I've done those things. So I think you've just got to push through. I'm going to give you 3 tips now on how I think you can overcome imposter syndrome. So number 1, you need to look around you. And when I say look around you, I mean, look at who's running government. Look at who's working in the heads of all these agencies and all these businesses and these charities. Often, they're fairly uninspiring people who aren't that amazing. So if you look at particularly government, you'll notice that really are just a bunch of people that had the confidence to go for it, that are winging it, essentially. They are Billy bullshitters. They've just gone out there and done it. That is politics. That's how people get ahead. Look at your local government. Fairly uninspiring people often, are in charge of our country and make those decisions. So look around you, because you'll find that actually the world is full of Billy bullshitters, people winging it. And I once heard a politician say that he couldn't believe it when he got to Whitehall and he realised everyone was winging it. So I think that is normal especially when you're striking out and you're doing something and you're going for something that's bigger, you're stretching yourself. So that's normal to stretch yourself and to kind of wing it and to kind of bullshit your way through. That's normal. That's how successful people get ahead. You know, look at people like Donald Trump, for example. He doesn't let anything stop him, does he? I mean, look, he can be charged with all sorts of stuff. He's still running for president. So these people are people that have just carried on. They've just fought through it. They have looked around them and they thought, do you know what? I can do it, because look at all these other people. They've done it. So I do think you must have that confidence. Look around you and stop looking into yourself and constantly doubting yourself. Which brings me on to number 2, which is look at your skills. Look at your skills. You can do it. You've probably either got life experience or professional experience. Either way, you've gained skills, you've gained insights, you've come up with solutions to solve and help people's problems. And that is the basis of your CIC and your projects, is delivering that. So you're probably doing something that's quite unique, I imagine, because that's most of us set up CICs because we're filling like a gap. So look at what you've got. And just remember, again, on the basis of looking around you, what you've got is something special and you can do it. You do have the skills to do it. So you're not bullshitting and winging it. If you can do it, you can deliver. And then you just make sure you do deliver. And that's what will help you then get through, is just, be focused, be well planned out, be, very intent on what you're going to achieve, manifest it, get out there and do it. Which brings me on to number 3. Which is just keep going. Just stay focused. These are your goals. Go and achieve your goals. What is happening externally when it comes to other people's negative opinions or your own negative self-talk, just keep going. What I do is I just plan in my diaries, in my planners, however you want to plan, these are what I'm going to achieve, and I just carry on. If it means I have to stay up all night, one night doing something, finishing something off, then I'll do it. If it means I have to go an extra mile, that I have to go and schedule a workshop or go and do a load of feedback forms or get out there in the community and meet some partners, then I just go and I get on with it. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do and you don't feel like doing, but sometimes it's actually harder to not do anything. Not doing anything builds stress, it creates overwhelm. It's actually very time consuming very quickly. It's actually easier just to keep going and stop trying to be, overthinking it essentially. And I have people do that all the time. I've got people that I mentor and I'm like, you're overthinking it. Like just crack on. Like just do it. You're overthinking this application. This is a simple application. You're overthinking it. Okay, we're going to do this, this, and this. And then you're going to go away and do a Facebook poll or get me some surveys or whatever. And then we're going to put that in the application and we're going to send it. And that's it. So just be very focused. It obviously does help to get a mentor or to work with other CICs and talk about them, talk to them about your experiences and how you're feeling. And I'm sure they'll empathise. So be in a community, get a mentor, talk to other people that are feeling the same. And that should bring you out of your imposter syndrome crisis, which probably is only going to last a day or so. If it has knocked you and it's lasting for longer than that, then book a mentoring session or something to try to get you out of it and get a plan in place to get you out of it. But don't give up. You don't need to give up. And I see people give up and then a few years later they start it again. So sometimes, like I said, it's more time wasting. So just carry on. You can do it. So I hope that helps. If you liked it, hit the comments and the like button and let me know.